Hello YouTube world, this is Nicholas Montes and welcome to the movie Archivist, everybody. And in today's video, specifically for the live stream, welcome to the very first live event of the movie Archivist Showcase. Now, if you're unfamiliar with what this is going to be, essentially this is going to be a live showcase that, if you're unfamiliar, I've released some film projects, well, not film projects, but tribute film projects over the last 2 months in May and June. And I kind of want, and because Comic-Con was this past weekend, that last weekend, I kind of wanted to do something that could be similar to that and honor it. And so I thought, I'm gonna create my own showcase that will not only have some fun with this, but also reveal the next 10 years of projects that I want to do for film franchises or film studios or something like that. And I have my own vision, and it's going to be very, very exciting to talk about all this stuff with you guys. But before we get on to talking about the future, we need to talk about the past and the past projects that I did, which of course, one of them is the tribute to Disney's Happily Ever After. And as you guys know, this was a very special project for me, mainly because, this was the first project that I actually ever made of these film tributes. It came out about a year ago. Well, I made it about a year ago. Basically came up with the idea where I was in Disney World, was so obsessed with the idea of making a video collage and then put all the clips into CapCut, put the soundtrack on under it, and it just became something that was mesmerizing. But we also can't forget the unforgettable tribute film. Let me pull it up real quick. Let me wait for it to load. We, of course, cannot forget the unforgettable Gen Z, dedicated to the graduating class of 2026. Now, technically, I finally released Happily Ever After in my link in my bio, on a Google Drive, on my Instagram bio, to the world, and both of those tributes are still out. Gen Z is still out right now, and so it's going to be very exciting. Truth be told, I actually don't know the reciprocation or the reception that these projects got, because all I did was just post it on a link and on a Google Drive. So it's like, I don't really know if I can get access, if people can view it, if people can see it, if they can comment or something, or if they can put a like on. So I'm not sure. I know some people liked it. Some people have definitely seen it, but I don't know if the majority have actually went on it and seen it and, went and did stuff. So maybe that's just how all film projects kind of start out, and you kind of just need to make more in order to gain more access. But all that said, I am very excited. I really loved doing these projects. I think they're great, but I am very excited to move on to the future of what these tribute projects can be, because today we are announcing the next 10 years of tribute projects. So we are going to go ahead and get started with all of that. And we're going to kick things off talking about a few of them here. Let me just wait for it to load. Okay. So I'm trying to wait for these down here to load. Alright, so let's get started with the movie Archivist showcase, and we're going to kick things off with the very first project that is set to come out in summer of 2027. Actually, wait, let me scratch that. It's not the first project, but it's actually sections. I got all these different projects split up into about 5 different sections. So the first section we'll be talking about that will be completed until the next section of tributes will be released. The Disney Park series, where I will be doing tributes for each and every single one of Disney World's parks. And the first one we're getting is next summer 2027, for Disney's Animal Kingdom. Following that, on the winter of 2027, we are getting the tribute to Disney's Epcot. Following that, in summer of 2028, in the next 2 years, we're going to be getting the tribute to Disney's Magic Kingdom. And for winter 2028, we are getting the tribute to Disney's Hollywood Studios. So, all these projects I am very excited to talk about here. Well, I'm probably not going to talk about all of them, but all of them are very exciting. All of them are very, fantastical. And I'm currently in development of writing the producing, and creating the whole Animal Kingdom stuff. I got tons of stuff to be posted the next few months on my Instagram to develop it. And I got a little special treat towards the end that you'll be able to see on Instagram, but you'll see also in this stream for it. So, yeah, I'm very excited for the Disney Park series, and I cannot wait. And I'll also announce the release date at the end, because I actually figured out what it's going to be, though it was kind of after I created everything for this, but I do have a release date officially for this one now. Alright, next up, we have, so we did Disney series. Now we're going to go on to a Marvel Studios series, where, yeah, we are getting tribute videos to the Infinity Saga, which is coming out in summer of 2029 to celebrate basically 10 years since Avengers Endgame and 11 years since Avengers Infinity War, the biggest movies of all time. And then we're also celebrating the Multiverse Saga, since by then Avengers Doomsday, Avengers Secret Wars would have been out already, so it makes sense to release them during those times. So I'm very excited to do those tributes. Now, you're probably wondering, I think I have talked about an Infinity Saga tribute that I did one back in September, or I finished one back in September. And that is a fact, but the thing is, I don't feel like I did a good job on that one. So I kind of want to redo it. I may even delete that one off my YouTube channel, mainly because it's blocked right now, so there's really no point in having it on there. So overall, cannot wait to make these tributes, and especially the Multiverse Saga, because Multiverse Saga is it's a very interesting saga of films and shows, and it's just a very interesting, complex story. So I'm very interested how that's going to work, and maybe even rewatch all the stuff in the Multiverse Saga. All right, next one up. This is a weird section because it's not specifically a studio, but it's tributes of studios. So we got a bunch of film companies that we'll be doing, which the first one we'll be doing will probably be my biggest project, which is one we'll be talking about today. The Walt Disney Company tribute project, basically a tribute to the whole Walt Disney Company, and that is set to come out in winter of 2030. So yeah, basically 1 year after the Multiverse Saga, we'll be then working on the Disney one. And then you get the DreamWorks tribute, which will be coming out in winter of 2031. And then you'll be getting the Pixar tribute in winter of 2032. And all of these ones I'm just very excited for, because I love DreamWorks movies, I love Pixar movies. The Walt Disney Company one, that is one we need to talk about, because it's very big. So we really need to talk about it. All right, next up this isn't actually a series, but I had to make it a full thing because it is very important that we talk about it, and it has its own slide. Let's go to the movies. This is essentially a giant tribute of films and filmmaking, and basically the kind of origins of film, how film transcended, or really just cinema through the decades, something like that. Just a tribute to all of cinema. And that is coming out in winter of 2034. And finally, we've talked about all these film companies, we've talked about film franchises. We have yet to talk about a sequel to one of my favorite tributes, and that is the sequel to Gen Z, which is coming out, Gen Z The Next Chapter, fall 2036. That's right, it is 10 years in the making. We are making the sequel to Gen Z, the updates of our lives, see where life takes us. It's going to be good. And that's actually going to be one of the following projects I'll be talking about in the rest of the showcase. And we got a little surprise. Well, sort of. Here is the layout, the project roadmap that I'll be posting on my Instagram right after this is finished, of all the projects that you'll be expected to see over the next 10 years. So stick around, because there's going to be so much for you to enjoy, so much for you to like. And yeah, screenshot this if you want. Get these dates saved. Keep up to date in my Instagram. It's the movie Archivist 20. And, because like some of these release dates, they're not official yet. So I need to update them once I get them. So it's going to be fantastic. I'm very excited to make all these tribute projects, and it's going to be great. Now, as you can tell, I'm not going to be going through every single project and explaining what they're all about. It's kind of got to leave some anticipation. That's what part of the anticipation is. So, to at least give you something to be excited for, to look forward to even more, I'm going to be talking about 3 projects in this showcase today. And that is the Animal Kingdom tribute, the Walt Disney Company tribute, and the Gen Z tribute, the Gen Z sequel. So, let's go ahead and get back to Animal Kingdom 1. I guess Animal Kingdom. So, Animal Kingdom, or actually, I'm going to reveal something first before we start talking about it. Last night, I realized, in my layout plan, I decided, this is the first project I'm going to be making, and it's coming out within a year. I need to release something for it. I need to put out something for it. Obviously, I have no footage, no clips yet, but I do need to put out something to promote it. So, here is a little sneak peek of what it is. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the logo for tribute to Disney's Animal Kingdom, a Disney park tribute. I'm very excited to make this one. But to talk a little bit about it, I am very excited to make this tribute. I think one of the interesting things when it comes to this is that, I love Disney parks. I love going to Disney and everything. And, when it comes to Animal Kingdom, first off, if you want to know why I'm making it, it's essential why I'm choosing this park to be the first one to do a tribute for. Well, because number one, it's my favorite park that I love going to, but also it's the first park that I went to when I started going to Disney 10 years ago. That's also part of the reason why I'm doing these Disney park tributes, is because it's to celebrate 10 years of going to Disney World for 10 years and being pass holders. And Animal Kingdom has been a park that I have fallen in love with, for a long time. There's parts where I actually I think I put the park in last place, I think. But honestly, I think now that I'm getting older, I'm honestly starting to love the park. Now, that could just be because I love the Lion King and animals and safari stuff. And even my love for Pandora and Avatar is kind of expanding a little bit. So, yeah. So, Animal Kingdom is a very complex park. And what I really want to do with this tribute is I want to make a experience unlike anything you've ever done for Disney's Animal Kingdom, to where I went last week to Animal Kingdom. And one of the interesting things when it came to that is that everybody was hot, and there are long wait times for rides. You know, like obviously for Lion King show it's like a 10-minute wait, but for Safari Ride it's sometimes like 30 minutes, an hour. Specifically Flight of Passage, it's like way too long, but I understand why it's long though. And so that's what kind of makes it good. Like, it has good stuff there. There's stuff to do. There's animals to look at. There's great architecture there. But the problem is it's like there's just not enough cooling areas. There's not enough ways to feel comfortable. It's almost like a park you have to suffer in to get through it. And then also, you can't even really experience it towards the end of the day because it closes early of all the other parks. So I want to create an experience with this tribute of if you were able to experience going to Animal Kingdom from the morning it opens to the night it closes without it closing at 7 p.m., what would that be like? So that's kind of the experience I really want to create while having fun with all the different music we can use, with all the different lands, honoring the stuff that came before and after. So much greatness with this one, so that's all I'm really going to say for this because I got so much great ideas for this one, and I cannot wait to start working on it. I'm going to start working on it in January. With that said, we're going to move on to the next tribute project, and that is... it is the... No, not this one. It's the Walt Disney Company tribute. So this one is actually very, very complex because of all other tributes that I am doing, like even the movies one is pretty big, but this one is kind of personal for me because I love Disney. I love Disney. I'm a massive Disney fan. I would even be considered a Disney adult. I don't even care. I freaking love Disney. I go to Disney all the time. I try to go as much Disney as I can. And even then, even when I leave Disney, I want to go back because it's my great escape from life. And so what I really want to do with this project, it's essentially Happily Ever After, but on a bigger scale. Where essentially the main story, the main gist of it, if you want to think about it, is that the whole idea of it is capturing the spirit of Disney, dreams, what I want songs. And what do most people want in real life is to go to Disney, to go to a place where you can escape from all your worries. And it will use all the clips of any Disney project, from whether it's a movie, a short film, a show, even the Disney parks can be involved, but honestly they're not really needed because we're going to be using a lot of those in the Disney park tributes. So that's kind of the main gist of it. But at the same time, like, kind of going through all the similar stuff that you go through in the Happily Ever After tribute, but it's on a bigger scale. There's more characters, there's more movies being represented. There's so much stuff. But the other fun thing that makes this tribute kind of exciting is that I get to continue my journey of watching all the Disney content. All the content that I haven't seen yet. Because even though I've seen the Disney movies and Pixar and Marvel and Star Wars and some of the National Geographic projects, I really want to be able to watch all of it so that way maybe one day I could not only put those projects in here in the tribute, but also be able to like do a giant tier list on here and rank all the projects. Or even just talk about my favorite shows from Disney or my favorite short films. Just talk about Disney. And that's going to be very fun, exciting journey. Depending on when production will start on this project, I really don't know. But whenever it does, just to let you know, you might get a lot of Disney rankings in the next few years or so. So just to keep that out. And that's something I definitely want to be determined to. But the final project we'll be talking about today is the sequel to Gen Z, The Next Chapter. Now, I'm going to be honest, this isn't quite the official, like, title for the film. It's kind of just a title for now. I don't really know what I can call it. Maybe Gen Z 2, or Gen Z A Brand New Day. I don't know. But, you know, one of the things I really loved about doing with the first Gen Z was that It was a tribute film. It was a tribute film dedicated to the class of 2026 and the movies that we all grew up with. Not just our childhood favorites, but like the movies that we loved throughout all of our years of being a kid and going to school. Because that's kind of one of the fun things when you were in school is that, like, as a kid, you know, you were showing movies at home or going to the movies a few times. But then when you were a kid, like, you had all the great joys of, like, going to the movies and, you know, going to see the new big blockbuster, going to see the next big Marvel movie, a Disney movie. And then as you know, you got older and going to middle school and high school, you start to get into the more R-rated stuff, the more mature stuff. And so that's kind of why I included some of the mature stuff like The Long Walk and Breakfast Club and stuff like that. And so it was basically I don't want to fully say it was a celebration of childhood. In a way it is, but it's also to celebrate all the movies that we loved growing up from there to now. With this one, it's going to be a little different. I kind of get to pick whatever movies I want again. And this time it doesn't really matter what movies will be included in here. Because the whole point of it is it's essentially what the story is trying to convey here is it's trying to show the 7 different paths that you take after high school. I'm choosing 7 just on like random number or whatever. But because truth be told, I really don't know what people do after high school besides getting a job or going to college or like just straight up getting a job, going to college, or joining the military, or starting your own business, or become a music artist, or gamer, or whatever, or become homeless, one of those 3 things. Trying to think of the other things. Get right with God. So that's 6. And then I guess the 7th one, I guess just go to the gym and enjoy life in a way. So I guess it's showing, those are the ones I have for now. So it's get a job, college, join the military, become a music artist, or, yeah, become a singer, be homeless, or, no, not be homeless, become a music artist, it's so hard to think, what was it, I don't know, we have to figure it out. So, with this, it's basically trying to explore all those seven different ones, and how all of those, well, first off, there's even like 8 categories, actually. The first one is really how life can take all the different relationships and really how it all combines well. And I think it's going to be an excellent tribute. I think it'll be, like, I'm about to go watch Spider-Man Brand New Day tomorrow. I feel like there's a lot of stuff in this movie that's probably going to be related and probably in Gen Z stuff that I'll be putting in. So it's going to be a very interesting tribute. So I'm very excited for this one. It's going to be very, very cool. And so, yeah. This is the movie Archivist Showcase. And I forgot to announce the Animal Kingdom tribute is coming out on... It has an official release date, which I'll post it on Instagram. It will be posting June 27th, 2027. That is the official release date. I'll be posting on my Instagram, so y'all will get the details. And that is it for the Movie Archivist Showcase. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace!